At the beginning of this week, things were low and slow in this game. The nominations were predictable, the plans had all been laid out. I mean, there was really nothing special to report on at all. But now, in the course of just one day, damn near everything has been blown up. I mean, I've seen worse gameplay in the past couple days than I have in the past few seasons total in this show. There is going to be a lot that we have to cover today, including a huge blindside that has completely rocked this house. But before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button below if you have not already. Trust me, y'all, this season the tea has been hot on these feeds, and there has just been so much mess and drama that I know they're not going to have enough time to cover on the actual TV edit. So if you want a deeper dive into all the chaos and mess that goes on in this house behind the scenes, this is the channel to subscribe to. Now, let's get started. So when we last left off, Cedric was the HOH and he had decided to put Angela, Kenny, and Tucker on the block. Now, this definitely wasn't the best move for Cedric's game because all three of these people absolutely adored him. But at the same time, they all literally volunteered to be there on that block, so what can you do? Angela was technically the target, even though her and Cedric have a really good relationship. It's just that she's the house target right now, and Cedric just didn't want to get any blood on his hands. Overall, everything was pretty tame in the house up until the veto competition. And when the feeds came back after the veto, we all see that Tucker has indeed won that power of veto. Now, this is very cute for him. You know, this is his second comp win of the season. And normally, this is the time where I would be like, obviously, Tucker will be taking himself off the block, but not this time. Nope. You see, Tucker is an absolute agent of chaos in this game. He has volunteered to be on the block multiple times now. He has no problem expressing his hatred for his fellow house guests. And recently, he's become a little bit bored in the game. The gameplay isn't moving quick enough for him, so he wants to shake things up. So he's going to start to make this big push to flush all of the advantages out the game. So Tucker is going to approach Cedric with one of the craziest pitches I've heard in years. Try to follow along with me here. First, Tucker wants to use his veto to save Angela. Then he wants Quinn to go up as the replacement. Then he wants to purposefully lose at the AI arena to save Kenny. And then he wants Quinn to be voted out. I shit you not.
If I took Angela off, then I would be okay with doing that. Because Quinn can't do anything. And he has to do it after the noms are made, before the veto.
I mean, you cannot make this stuff up.
Because I think I can beat his ass in the arena. Or you can beat him in the arena and I'm up there with him and then do the whole speech and expose it because he's with everybody. I'm talking about Quinn.
Tucker is such an interesting case study in the Big Brother house because he's such a weird freaking player. I mean, he's volunteering for the block. He's bragging about how good he's doing at these competitions. He's targeting people who aren't even targeting him. His main motivation just seems to be to cause as much chaos in this house as possible, which I love for me, right? Like, I love being entertained, but I kind of hate it for him because this could easily blow up in his face. First of all, I get Tucker wanting Quinn out the game. I really do. At first, Tucker was really pushing for Makensy to be the one to leave, but he directed his focus towards Tucker because Tucker has a lot of pull in the game. He has a bunch of allies spread around the house, and he has one of the most powerful advantages we've seen in this game in a while. Plus, Quinn is playing a sneaky rat type game. I can't deny that. But I really don't think that Quinn would have used his advantage to target Tucker. After all, Quinn was working on pulling Tucker into his big alliance before all this mess even started. So it does feel like Tucker is now just making a complete mess out of his game for no reason other than the fact that he's bored. Now, Tucker isn't making this decision alone though, because he has his buddy Kenny right there with him. Now, we all know that Kenny has been out of the loop at damn near everything, but he somehow convinced Tucker that the whole Girls Alliance thing is totally real. So Tucker is all in with Kenny on this plan to bro up and target all the ladies. His main focus is just Quinn right now at first, because again, he does have a lot of power and influence in the game, which is true. But even with that being said, Quinn still isn't an immediate threat to Tucker right now. This whole thing is just messy and chaotic and a crazy, stupid ass plan, But you know what? It is a lot of fun. And just like Tucker, hell, I was getting a little bit bored with this game too, so I'm excited to see all this mess just play out. But to my surprise, Cedric was a little bit excited for it too at first.
Okay, Quinn, I appreciate it. But why haven't you told us if we supposed to be your ride or die alliance?
That's what I'm saying.
Why haven't you told us you had the fucking power?
And that's
why
why
haven't you
it's
told the
like-
collective you had the fucking power? Or have you told the collective and just not the Pentagon?
Yeah.
Or have you told the Pentagon and just not me?
Like, Cedric was really entertaining this idea to put Quinn up for a split second. Again, Quinn is the sly player who could be a threat later on down the line. But at the same time, he's on Cedric's side right now, and they even have a final two together. So Cedric quickly realized that there was no chance in hell that this plan would actually work. After all, Quinn probably would stay no matter who he sits next to on the block. Quinn has plenty of time to pull all of his allies together and promise them safety for the next week when he uses his power. Now, Cam was brought into this whole thing too because Kenny, recognized him as a big, strong guy, so he wanted him as a part of his guys' alliance. So Cedric is running all of this by Cam, and together they're able to realize that this is just not going to be the right move to make. So they decide to concoct an evil little plan of their own and just expose everything to the Pentagon Alliance. Now, I know a lot of y'all out there were really excited for this blindside idea, and trust me, I love the mess too, but again, I just really don't think this would be the best move for Cedric's game. I mean, in order to target Quinn, Cedric would have to sacrifice his relationships with the collective and with the Pentagon in order to bond with who? Kenny and Tucker? Nah, I'm cool. The next morning, Cedric and Cam meet up with the Pentagon to expose everything that Tucker and Kenny have been planning.
We get approached with a plan to blow the game up and actually start playing Big Brother.
They expose their plans to save Angela, target Quinn, blindside the ladies, all that.
Tucker uses a veto on Angela. We put Quinn up. Kenny and Tucker compete in the AI arena. Beat Quinn out. We vote Quinn out.
What the?
Yeah. Damn.
And now it's really up. Kenny was already a big target for all of them, but now Tucker's game is sinking right along with Kenny's, especially if he doesn't use that damn veto on himself. They discuss making Makensy the replacement nom instead of Quinn, and Cedric never fully reveals this all to Tucker. So when the feeds came back on after the veto ceremony, we see that Tucker has indeed used his power of veto on Angela. And after that, Makensy was indeed put up on that block instead of Quinn. And now the tension is like Meg the Stallion thick in that house.
It's kind of like,
On the same page.
on the same page.
Except I wasn't on the same page because you totally blindsided the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'm confused right now about that too, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
Tucker's mad because he looks like an idiot not using the veto on himself. Makensy's mad because she got put up in the first place and she used her power. And most people were just shook and confused because they were left out the loop, period. Apparently, Tucker called out Quinn and officially exposed his power to everybody after the veto ceremony. But unfortunately, we'll just have to wait for the TV edit to see all that.
Everybody deserves to
Out of
hear.
respect, I think you're one of the best players. If I was stuck in the house with you towards the end, I would be nervous. I'd be like, damn, I wish I got him out earlier because now I got to be nervous about this.
And like I said, Makensy did use her veto, so America, that's us, will be placing a vote on who we want to see up on that block on Wednesday. The streets are saying they want to see Quinn or Joseph on the block, but we all know that the casuals are going to have the final say with this one, so we're just going to see what they decide. I am interested to know who you all are planning to vote for, though, so let me know who you're going to vote to be on the block in the comments below. Quinn's power is now officially exposed, so now everyone knows that he is likely going to be the HOH next week. But for now, the plan is to vote out Kenny or Tucker, whichever one of them loses the AI arena. Which I actually love that it's going to be between the two of them because, again, they both volunteered for this spot. Personally, I would rather see Kenny go this week than Tucker, but hey, if Tucker does somehow end up getting evicted this week, all I'm going to say is... Either way, it's not looking like whoever America picks as the renom will be the one to leave, But with this house, I guess anything's possible. Cedric started out wanting to keep the blood off his hands this week, but man, did that backfire. He now has Kenny, Tucker, and Makensy all pissed at him. And some of the collective members were blindsided by him too, so it's a little sketchy there. We're going to have to keep a lookout for that relationship. Overall, I think Cedric should have just targeted MJ and Leah at the beginning of the week and kept it simple. But hey, this is a lot more fun, I gotta say. Quinn's game is now kinda all over the place. Some of his allies are a little upset that they weren't told about his power, so he is trying to piece those relationships back together, but overall, people are surprisingly not that mad at Quinn. I think the funniest part about this whole thing is that pretty much all of this is single-handedly Kimo's fault, but nobody is talking about it. Kimo is the one who tipped off Tucker that Quinn had this power in the first place. Without Kimo, none of this would have happened. Really, there was no good reason for Quinn to keep his power a secret for this long unless he was just planning on not using it in the first place. Some of his allies have known about it for a few days now, and they were kind of giving Quinn a chance to fess up, but he never did. Which is why Cedric was thinking about targeting him in the first place. I'm betting that after his power is officially used and gone, that's when we'll start to see Quinn getting some pushback from keeping this whole thing a secret in the first place. So that was obviously a lot, but there are still a few more smaller things to note that's happening around the house. First, the collective alliance has been given a fresh breath of life in the house thanks to Joseph. It was started back in week 1, but it had fizzled out just as quickly as it began pretty much. But even though everyone else had pretty much moved on, it was still Joseph's main alliance. So pretty much single-handedly, he's been really pushing to make the collective a thing. He really wants to make it happen. So he was able to get everybody together and kind of sort of solidify something.
And this is Kimo's hand. There we go. Kimo's hand.
I want 3, 1, 2, 3.
Right there. Let's go.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Again, Joseph is by far the person that is most excited about this thing, but not a lot of other groups have even solidified in the game, so I can really see the collective maybe becoming more of a thing in the future, especially if one of them comes into power soon. And in Showmance news, there is a lot of tension between Leah and Cam right now. This saga is annoying really, and honestly kind of hard to keep up with. But basically, I think Cam had told Leah some secrets about what he was doing in the game, and Leah told other people, and it ended up getting back to Cam, so now he's upset. Honestly, this whole situation and both of them as players are not really relevant to the whole main plot going on right now, but they are both very upset with each other right now, and this Showmance looks like it's headed straight towards a breakup, so that's all you really need to know. So that's all I have for today. This is probably my first update all season long that does not completely revolve around Angela, but I am sure that's going to change because right now it's looking like Angela may be in this game for quite some time. Of course, I will keep you all posted with whatever foolishness these people get into next, but until next time, bye.